KCAA Radio, Loma Linda, where no listener is ever left behind.
Well, here we are again. Hello, world, family, and friends, and welcome back to the E Factor Radio Show. I'm your host, Cornelius Bryant, with our co-host,
Evelyn Perea.
Okay, it's been a month since we were here, almost 4 weeks to the day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and so I know a lot of people weren't here last time, but we're talking about when you recommended that I go to Turkey and get a hair transplant.
Did I talk about that? I forgot.
Oh, you forgot, but see, I didn't forget. Yeah, and so, I was thinking, because it took me back to when I was a young boy, and I'd always told my family, hey, I'll be two things, but I won't be three things.
Okay.
I'll be either short and fat or short and bald, but I refuse to be short, fat, and bald. And so, when you're sitting here and you're talking, you're doing stuff, you look up in there and you could see, like, man, that fat's starting to come in. So I'm going to have to take you up on that turkey hair transplant.
Oh, so you won't be all three?
So I won't be all three.
You are not fat.
No, but if I'm getting there, it's like, man, I have two options. Either lose weight and get back in shape or go to Turkey for that hair transplant.
Turkey is like travel, so which one would you rather do?
I don't know. It depends. I'll have to ask for some recommendations.
Oh, okay.
Like some references to anybody who's getting it. So if you've been to Turkey and got a hair transplant, get in contact with me and let me know how it worked out so I can make my decision then.
We also talked about habits. I do remember that.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So are you making up your bed now before you leave?
That's a good question because no, I have not had time to.
I'm so
I haven't been actually home in like 2 weeks out of the month of May. I haven't been home, so I've been out of the country. Oh, I did tell you I was gonna go to Ohio, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, for my sister's wedding.
Right.
So that was amazing. It was super fun. It was beautiful weather, which is not like how Ohio is at this time, because usually it's raining. So it was, it was really fun.
Was it an outside wedding?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like, they call it the grotto, where they have like the ceremony. It's like very beautiful. The beautiful thing about Ohio is like all green. It's like you just see green everywhere, trees and grass and everything.
Sort of like Seattle, Washington.
Yes, because those places, it rains a lot. So that's why it's so green, So it's like, I don't know what you like, but I like the dry heat. So I like where I live, but I won't say where I live online, but.
No, I don't want to know where you live online.
Okay.
No, I don't.
But I do like hot places, so I don't like places that rain a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'll have a question to ask you.
Okay.
So even though you weren't at home, were you sleeping in a bed?
Yes. Yeah,
so that means that you still had an opportunity to make the bed before you left, right?
Oh, you know what? So I stayed.
Oh, maid service did it.
No.
Oh, okay.
I stayed. My sister and I, the one who got married, we stayed at her mother-in-law's, which was not her mother-in-law then, but now she's her mother-in-law. So we stayed at her house, her fiance's house, when I was her husband. So we, I did actually make the bed when I was there.
Oh, yeah. So in other words,
maybe because it was someone else's house. I like to make sure everything is like super nice and well put together. So so I went there for a week before her wedding. So her and I kind of were able to hang out, look at Ohio a little bit, and then from there, the wedding was on a Friday, and then on Saturday I went to New York. So right after Ohio, I went to New York. So my vacation continued.
Oh, so what did you do in New York?
A lot.
Wow.
I walked, I think the first day, I walked like 45,000 steps. That's like 18 miles.
Oh.
And my knee started hurting. Like I think I walked too much. So I saw all of New York in like a day and a half.
Oh, so you went by yourself?
No, I went by myself. And you would not believe how much my ticket was to New York from Ohio. Actually, the airport is in Michigan. So Detroit area, but how much do you think it was?
1 million American dollars.
How did you know?
See?
No, it was less. It was like $30.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
For a flight?
Yeah, for a flight to
unbelievable.
New York. Like, I love New York. I've been there. I went there like 7 years ago with my mom to visit my aunt, and it was just amazing. I love. Have you been to New York?
I have not.
Okay, you need to go. You and Debbie need to take a vacation out there. It's really
Yeah.
fun. And then, so yeah, it was like it would be wrong for me not to go. You know, for like $30.
Right, for
Yeah.
$30, right.
It was.
That's less than a tank of gas.
Yeah, seriously. So I actually looked at the flights first, like months before we bought our flights to go to Ohio, and they were 58. And I was like, oh, I don't know, you know. And then I was like, why didn't I buy them at 58? It was so cheap. And then I went back, like maybe like a month later, and I looked, and they were 30. So I'm glad I waited,
Right.
even though it was still cheap. So from there, I went to New York. It was super fun. I saw everything, like the Empire State Building. That was actually the view from my room. And I saw the Chrysler Building, Rockefeller, Radio City, Grand Central Terminal, the Flatiron Building, Brooklyn Bridge, Dumbo, like everything, basically. So it was really fun.
Wow. So you traveled half the world while you were gone too.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. All right. Good. Good. You know, and it's funny because that's part of what we're going to talk about today about separation.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, because you and your sister, I know we've talked about that in the past, like all the things you do at holiday time and all that, how you guys enjoy each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so now it's been almost a full month since she's been gone.
Yes.
And so how is it now without her?
I feel like we're still adjusting,
Uh-huh.
because we are very close knit. So we feel like the void, there's someone missing. But I feel like we still need to kind of like wait till everything settles down a little bit. I know it's been 2 weeks, but we still feel like tired from like all the festivities and everything. But yeah, it's just a realization that knowing she's not gonna come home from work.
Right.
She's not gonna be there. Memorial Day is coming up, right? And she's not gonna be there. She's gonna be, with her husband. So it's
Uh-huh.
kind of crazy to think, but yeah, I feel like since she got engaged, we've all been crying, like randomly, like, oh my gosh, she's not gonna be living with us.
Uh-huh.
She's, going to move, not even to another another state. We can't just like go visit her anytime. So that it's been hard. And I thought like at the wedding, I would not have any more tears because I've been crying like for a whole year, since like she got engaged. And we all started crying at the end.
Oh,
like the
wow.
last song at her wedding where, we were like, okay, this is it, You get married, now you got to go with your husband. So
Yeah, so how often do you talk to her? And by the way, congratulations, happy couple.
congratulations.
So do you talk to her? How often you talk to her?
Yeah, so I text her, but right now she's in Switzerland. So
Wow.
whenever she's awake, she'll text me back, but it's never like aligned.
Switzerland.
Yeah, she's in Switzerland.
Wow.
I know. I'm like, I wish I could
That's
tag along.
great. And I thought you was doing good with New York, Switzerland, huh?
Switzerland, I know. I
Wow.
was like, can I go with you guys? But
so, yeah,
so
so go
they're
ahead.
gonna be there for 2 weeks. So
Okay,
I think
good.
they come back Wednesday.
Oh, wow. So that's where you're
Yeah.
honeymooning in Switzerland?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's
So
beautiful.
how's the family going? How's the family going? Does your dad goes, oh?
I
Or they're
don't know.
like, yay.
I feel like we've all been. I haven't really been home, so
Uh-huh.
it's been like crazy. I don't really see my parents like unless like in the morning when I go to work, I see them, and then when I come back, they're working. So it's like
Right.
we miss each other. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm sure. Yeah, we're all happy for her and excited. And I haven't seen him have a reaction to the pictures because I'm not there when he sees them. So I'm sure he's happy to see them.
Yeah.
See
Well, our men are, they'll be sad or whatever, but, they'll look at the stuff and have the sad reaction, whatever, when nobody's around.
Oh,
You know,
maybe.
yeah, that way you can stay like strong or what have you.
Yeah.
But then in your heart at the same time, you're like, oh.
I know. Yeah,
So
I'm sure
especially
he's.
when things change like that. Because, I as a man, I can tell you that, change is good, but at the same time, we have to adjust to it too. So, but you don't want everybody else around weeping or what have you, and you doing it there, you have to do yours like in the shower. So it just looks like water.
Can notice.
So nobody can notice you
Why
have
is your
water
eye red?
coming
Oh, I
down.
got soap in my eye.
Oh, that soap. I tell you, I got to get rid of that brand. Yeah, but I know it's a big change for the family. Even when things happen, it's just hard for you to adjust to it. And I know some people have a more difficult time adjusting to things than others. And I've talked to people like, oh, I can't deal with change. I can't deal with change. You know,
Yeah.
no matter what it is, even like us, we come in here and at the same time, we sit at the same seats. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah. Well, I always feel like it's an unspoken, like you kind of choose your side and you just stay there, or no?
Right. No, no, that's why I'm just saying. But then, you know, when it's changes, it's like, like what?
Oh, when you change, you're like, wait, I don't like this change, or it's different.
Yeah, it's different. You know, like, oh man, I'm so used to this. Or even like I was talking about making the bed up when I don't do it all day, it bothers you. And so, as a therapist, have you ever came across people who have what you call change? I don't know if it's something called change anxiety or separation. They call it separation anxiety.
Separation anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say usually, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's only kids, but it could vary, you know, from adults to children. But yeah, when they don't know how to cope with, if someone is like your safe person, your safe place, and then all of a sudden you gotta go to school or you gotta, you know, go somewhere else and you're not with them anymore, they don't know how to cope with that.
Right.
So they start getting panic attacks, right? They start not thinking straight, or, you know, they start hyperventilating or crying, whatever it may be. But yeah, that's a big issue too. You know, having separation anxiety. It's you have to learn how to find a coping skill to help you. Okay, this is gonna happen. You know, I'm gonna have to go to school. What coping skill can I use? So that I'm like able, you know, to go to school and not have a panic attack.
Right. It could even be with things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
because I know we talked about my car getting wrecked and totaled.
Okay, tell me about that. You got a new car, which is the same car.
Basically, it's the same
Basic-
car.
okay, so that's
yeah,
your-
yeah,
that's
yeah.
your
See?
car, yeah.
So see, separation anxieties, because you know you get used to certain things and the
you
feel of certain
you had
things.
that car for like 20 years, you said?
No, I had it since 2014, so that was 11 years.
Oh, 11 years. Okay.
Yeah, 11 years. And so, you know, you get used to it. You know, even like you go places, you come out and you're looking for the car. Oh, where's my car? Oh, I have a different car now.
Yeah.
You know, so you get used to a feel. And so it becomes almost the same thing with material that we don't realize, that attachments to certain things. You know, it's just like, I'm so used to this.
It was like your baby, right? Like you took
I was just used to it, you know.
Okay.
You know, just like anything else, you know, you get in there and the seat's already grooved to your
Right,
body.
right.
It's just like a lot of people don't realize with a man's wallet. Your wallet, when you put it all the time in one rear pocket, like say for example, and now you get a pair of clothing that doesn't have the pocket on that side, so you have to put it on the other one. And your body's so used to that, and everything's all grooved and contoured to it. So now it's on the other
okay.
side, and it just throws you out of whack.
And then if it's in the other pocket, the pocket is not as stretched out as the other one.
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
usually
So
put it. Okay.
right. Excuse me. And so it's the same thing with cars and stuff. You get in the car, and it just already knows your body. Everything's set for you know where you sat at. It's to your seats to the contour of your body and everything already. And so
Oh
it's
my
just more
gosh,
comfortable.
for
to have-
11 years.
for
you had
11
the
years.
car.
So could you imagine you get in there and it's like, Zoop.
I know. Okay, so what happened? When did you get your new car? So is it the same year and everything?
Yeah, it is. But
It
everything's
is, okay.
different about it because, you know, it's a sport model. And so you have to get used
Oh,
to
so
it.
this is like a model up from the one that you
Yes.
had? Okay.
Yes. So,
You had to do a little upgrade, right?
yeah, well, you know,
Yeah.
when an opportunity came, and so I said, okay, all right, you know, because I still like the ride that it gives me and all that stuff. But so, you know, over that period of time, a lot of things happen and change, and you're like, oh, you know, you got to get used to it. And it's like the same thing as with a person. It's just like being a person so long,
Yeah.
you know. And
You're so used to them being there.
right.
Yeah.
Now it's gone. It's different. That's all. It's different. You have to adjust to it. So now your mind has to make adjustments.
Yes.
And your body also has to make adjustments to it. And so sometimes it could be easy or better, and sometimes it could be worse. And
Yeah.
so in this case, I'm sure it's better for her.
Yeah.
But even though she's over in Switzerland, I'm sure
I
she's
know.
thinking the same thing. Wow, I still miss my family. You know, you have your routine. You get up in the morning. You know, everybody just pass by each other. You don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Or what have you, been over a period of time, you miss that. Like, oh man, I'm so used to seeing them walking through the hall or doing whatever, and now they're not there. You're like, oh my God, they're not here.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Yeah, and it is part of life, right? Like it's where there's gonna be changes all the time,
Right.
And some are more harder to, understand than others,
Right.
or get used to. But yeah, I think since she's like, it's wedding mode and then honeymoon mode, and then I think when she gets back to like a regular routine where she
Right.
has to like work or find a job, and it's like regular life, I think that's when it's gonna hit her a little more. But I know she's having so much fun, and I told her, I don't think you're gonna miss us. Like, you're having like the best time of your life. So, but I think it will come a time, maybe in a few months where it's gonna
Right.
hit her that she's like, okay, she's not gonna come back. I think she had a really rough time leaving, like knowing that,
That's it.
yeah, that she's the one leaving, so.
Okay. Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a quick break because I got to get you a drink of water.
Yeah, you're over here
Clear my
choking for the
throat.
for the
Having a
last
cough in your
15
face.
minutes.
All right. This is E Factor Radio Show. We'll be back in a few minutes, or less, or more.
KCAA Radio has openings for 1-hour talk shows. If you want to host a radio show, now is the time. Make KCAA your flagship station. Our rates are affordable and our services are second to none. We broadcast to a population of 5 million people. Plus, we stream and podcast on all major online audio and video systems. If you've been thinking about broadcasting a weekly radio program on Real Radio plus the internet, contact our CEO at 281-599-9800. 281-599-9800. You can Skype your show from your home to our Redlands, California studio where our live producers and engineers are ready to work with you personally. A radio program on KCAA is the perfect work from home avocation in these stressful times. Just type kcaaradio.com into your browser to learn more about hosting a show on the best station in the nation, or call our CEO for details, 281-599-9800.
And now, the voices of KCAA with an exciting announcement.
Want to hear NBC News or KCAA anywhere you go? Well, now there's an app for that.
KCAA is celebrating 25 years and our silver anniversary with a brand new app.
The new KCAA app is now available on your smart device, cell phone, in your car, or any place.
Just search KCAA on Google Play or in the Apple Store.
One touch and you can listen on your car radio, Bluetooth device, Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay.
Catch the KCAA buzz in your earbuds or on the streets, celebrating 25 years of talk, news, and excellence with our new KCAA app.
Just do it and download it. KCAA, celebrating 25 years.
All right. Welcome back to the E Factor Radio Show. I'm your host, Cornelius Bryan, with Evelyn.
Perea.
Okay, before we left, I was trying to say something, but I was coughing.
I know. Are you good now?
I'm
better,
good now.
better. Okay.
See, I was that separation anxiety is setting in on me.
I know.
I know.
That
It's
happened
like,
quick.
That happened quick. Like, oh man, what happened? So anyway, but it's funny because like we were talking about with your sister getting married and all that stuff and different things.
Mm-hmm.
It's especially coming up on the holiday season because Memorial Day is this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a lot of traffic, people going places. So you start thinking about the things you used to do with certain people and
Mm-hmm.
all that who you don't do it with for whatever reason. Especially if you're just separated because, like you say, one's living in Switzerland now and
Yeah.
the others are here and wherever we are in this hot city.
Yeah.
And then you start thinking, man, what am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, there's nothing to do. Then you realize that how much your life was built around that person or and so that just adds to it.
Yeah, and I think for like holidays, we would all have we're all assigned like a different dish.
Uh-huh.
So I think whatever she used to make, it's someone else has to take over now, and make what she used to make. So one of us have to do like the appetizers, and then someone does the main dish, someone does the side, someone does the dessert. So we all kind of like help, or someone just like pitches in money and someone else can like buy the stuff and make it. But yeah, that's also, it's gonna be a little adjustment for us too. But
Yeah. But that's good. It's for a good reason. It's for a good cause.
it is. Yeah, we're super happy and excited. So yeah, I told her I'm ready to be an aunt. So
Well, but see, but the thing about it, if you being an aunt is not the same, it'll be different because you're so far away. So
well, that's the reason
can't
for her
do
to
aunt
come
stuff
back.
like the change the diapers and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I can do all that.
Oh, nah. That's what gives me anxiety, the thought of changing diapers.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Are you a grandfather now?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
Oh, you never help with that?
I didn't say I never helped. I said it gives me anxiety. I mean, that's.
I mean, good thing you're done. You don't have any small kids or anything. You're done raising your kids, so
no,
you don't have to
still.
worry about that.
No, but
yeah.
see, but the part about you helping do that's the help part. That's what you need help with.
Right.
Changing diapers in the middle of the night when they cry, get up with them.
Make the bottles clean, make meals,
right,
everything.
Right. So if you're not there for that, you're missing out on the real part they really need you for, the babysitting.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a good time for her to come back when she starts having kids because her family is here and we want to help, with all that. So we'll see. We'll see where God takes them, but hopefully they'll come back.
Well, move to California?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Have they showed any interest in it?
No, but you never know what can happen. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. No, but that's good. Hopefully they do. I mean, everything works out well. Yeah, and another thing we talked about last week is like future things that we have doing. So now that we were talking about in the studio earlier, with our tech, Joe, he's our engineer. Hello, Joe. See, we talked about Joe's nice hair last time too.
Oh, we did.
And he still has it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So now that your sister's gotten married and all this stuff, who's next? Are you looking to get? I know we had a show before we even changed the studio, and you say you're looking for a good Christian guy to marry. So are you still looking, or are you just waiting, or?
I'm waiting for sure.
You're waiting.
Yeah.
You're looking, but you're waiting, but you're not looking.
I'm not looking,
to
but
not wait.
when it happens, it happens. Yeah.
But you're ready. but you're ready for it.
Yeah, I would say I'm ready for it. Yeah.
Okay. So tell us, we're on the air. I want you to look right at that camera.
Okay.
And I want you to tell the world what you're looking for.
Oh my gosh, I was not prepared. I usually
I
have a list.
You have a list?
Yeah, actually, I don't share my list because people do judge me because it's a very specific list.
Well, but no. I wouldn't judge you. You have to be specific.
I don't have to be specific.
Because,
yeah, you're right.
If you just say I want a man, and then when this guy shows up and he's a slob afterwards, you still have to deal with him.
Yeah, that's why I'm single, because I have like really high standards.
So you've had slob approaches, and you.
Oh yeah, I would say all the time, but not often. But I do have them, But I don't know. I have to. If I knew he was the one, I would have already known. When you know. So I haven't met that guy when I'm like, oh my gosh, like I hope.
Okay, so one
he
thing
can
we
be
know,
my husband one day or something.
For sure, we know who it wouldn't be. Your supervisor you talked about last week. The guy.
Oh my gosh.
See?
Yeah, that was.
You got to remember, but we won't get into it because he may be watching now. But no, I don't think there's anything wrong with having standards. That's good.
That story. I was thinking about the story though. It was so. I still crack up every time I think about it. I don't think about it often, but since we did talk about it last time. But yeah. Wait, why did you bring that up?
About him? Because that's not the kind of man you want.
Oh no. Not.
Would you say you had a standard? So I was just saying he wouldn't be on the list.
Oh, absolutely not.
No. Okay. All right. No. But I think it's good to have standards.
Yes.
Because, if you're going to go through all this separation anxiety and stuff, you don't want to compound it later with that separation anxiety from getting divorced. And then people are like, well, you was only married for 2.5 days.
Yeah, that's why I think it's better to wait. That's the kind of season I'm in right now, is just waiting, I'm like having the time of my life. Like I'm traveling.
Right.
That's the one thing that I love to do is traveling. If I can travel like every day of my life, I would, so I'm doing the things that I love. I love my job. I'm, serving in my church. I'm busy, so if there is that guy that comes into my life, he has to add to it.
Right.
He has to add value to my life. He has to make my life better. Right? And I haven't found that gentleman, hot, handsome man of God, so yeah. So I think when I see him, I will know.
Right.
Because I also have like specific looks that I'm looking for, and maybe that's why I'm single, because I'm very picky.
Okay. So in this separation thing, we're going to get into something different. See, we have no designated thing here.
Whatever
we
we
just go. So now, when she says she has a certain look that she looks for, Joe flipped his hair and groomed his beard and all. So now you know. Okay, give us just not all of them.
Okay, just a
specific
few.
things that you're looking for.
Well, very tall.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. That's 3.
Colored eyes.
Colored eyes.
He meet the requirement.
Color.
Yeah.
What color?
Blue or green.
Blue or green?
Let's see. Muscle, like lots of muscle.
Lots of muscle. Okay.
No.
All right. You do. You get what color?
Here, he already lost.
Oh, he didn't meet the eye requirement.
Yeah.
The thing you have to realize is this: sometimes you may have a big list that you want,
Right. Yeah.
but you
That's
gotta
me. I'm
really,
that girl.
you gotta really look at the list, and say, okay, this, that, because a lot of times when you're just looking at a list, everything looks good on the surface.
Right.
But then when you get down to the heart of it, or the heart of the person, you're like, wow, those colored eyes and all these muscles and all that stuff. But, since he knows what you're looking for because he has your list now. And then it turns out to be the inside is rotten.
Yeah.
But carry on with the list. Carry on
And
with the
I haven't
list.
met anyone that looks like I'm describing. So
No.
it's like, but yeah, honestly, like, I always ask God for discernment,
Right.
because you're right. Like people can like look great on the outside, but on the inside, it's not that great. So you have to, I ask for discernment because they can be perfect, but really like you have to really know their heart, So obviously
Right.
that's what matters, like the looks, obviously looks are important to me.
Right.
So that's like secondary, but it's still important, like I want to look at my man and be like, that's my man,
Okay.
like I want to show him off. I haven't met anyone like that yet. So
Okay, so
yeah, in my
so now we
young
got,
life.
we got nice hair,
Yes,
colored
nice hair.
eyes, muscular.
Yeah, not bald. A lot of
Christian.
guys are
Oh,
bald.
look at me, not bald. You was doing good. Now you look at me and goes, oh, not bald. But to look at me.
Wait, I'm
But
still.
now you look at Joe's hair and look at your hair. Okay, all right. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so ideally not bald. Yeah, and then let's see, colored eyes, muscular, hardworking. Someone who wants like a stay-at-home wife, because I want to be a stay-at-home wife. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Someone who's very good with money. Someone who has like a great career. Someone who's a gentleman.
Okay.
Right, a man of God, gentleman, kind. He's someone who's very what's that word? Who really takes care of you.
Okay.
It's like that he wants his wife to be taken care of.
Right, right.
And protects his wife, which I'm sure lots of men want to do that. But let's see. Oh, I can go on and on for hours. But yeah, just a man of God, someone who has a good family. Someone
Okay.
who comes from a good family.
Okay, good stock.
Yes,
Okay,
yes. Someone
all right.
who's has healthy bloodline. I don't know. I guess I'm going a
So
little on
now-
a tangent, but
So now listen, guys, you heard the requirements. So and she also wants a DNA test to make sure you have a good bloodline. All right, go ahead.
okay. So healthy, intelligent, hardworking. I already said all that. Let's see. Someone who comes from a good family, who, I mean, I don't know. Well, I would ideally want someone who comes from a Christian family. Someone, let's see. Faithful. Yes, faithful, loyal, treats you. I want someone who treats me like a queen.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, their prized possession. Obviously, I want them to put God first, but I do want them to be, take care of their wife.
Okay, that's good. So I'm glad.
I know. I have it somewhere.
You have
home.
it somewhere
Yeah.
at home. So if someone said, hey, they meet you, they got all those exterior requirements,
Yeah.
I tell you, go get the list. I need to make sure I can fill out this application.
Yeah, I should start making applications actually.
Yeah, application.
Wait, you know what's funny is someone at a school, because I'm also a substitute teacher. So they said that this girl put like a Google Doc on her Instagram profile, and she opened applications. So whoever wanted to date her, she put applications up so that she can like vet them.
Right.
But anyways, that was funny. She's in high school, so
Okay,
you know how they are. But anyways, I just thought of that for some reason.
No, because that's
So
a good
I'm
thought.
not that intense though. I'm not that
No,
crazy.
well, I mean, I say there's nothing wrong with it, nothing at all. But now we're gonna take that and we're gonna do a little reversal,
180 or something.
180,
Okay.
so to speak, not a 360. We'll
Yeah,
give you back
180,
here,
like
180.
now.
So now you have your list of what you want your person to be.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when this person asks you to fill out your application,
Mm-hmm.
what are you gonna put on your application for him?
So
To make him want to do all these things and
Right.
let you stay home and be a stay-home wife with no kids.
Right, I do want kids, but well, that's what the waiting season is for. You know, for anyone who's single and they want to be married, the waiting season is not to be wasted. Right, this is
Right.
the season to get close to God. If you're not already close to God, you know, just do things that are gonna better yourself. You
Right.
know, physically, mentally, academically, whatever it is. But yeah, I hope that I feel I like Mark check all the boxes that he has.
Right, okay.
I
So-
mean, I feel like I come from a good family. I am, I'm a Christian girl. Godly woman of God. Hopefully people can say that about me. I serve in my church. I'm a teacher at my church. I have like 7 other jobs. Like I'm a substitute teacher. I work for you. I work for 2 nonprofits as a program manager. I work for IHP as well. So I have, like I'm not wasting my singleness. Like
Right.
I'm doing things that I love to do.
How many babies do you want?
6.
6, baby.
Yeah.
What? No.
I want 6. Yeah. That number is stuck in my head.
I don't know.
Maybe he wants me to have 1 or 2, then let his will be done. But that's what my mind goes to is 6. I don't
6
know.
babies.
I
see?
just love big
Well,
families.
20 people drive.
Yeah.
We just have 20 people who draw their application. Okay.
I like big families. So what number that is, I'm good with. But I do love big families. I think they're fun. You always have like
Right.
someone to play with, someone to talk to. You're always like, even though it might be chaotic, I think that's,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, no, that's good. I think it's good to know what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and set a standard, because when you do that, at least people know going in the expectation.
Right.
I mean, some of them are not realistic all the time, because time has its own way of changing things. Because when you said about tall with the good hair and stuff, I remember this has been years ago. So when I first came out of my divorce, I had approached this lady, and that's what she said. Oh, no offense, but I don't date short, bald guys. I said, oh, no offense taken, no offense taken.
And then you went home and cried.
No, oh no.
I'm just kidding.
No, you see, at the thing that when you come to realization that you can't change what it is, you just make it better. There's no need to
Right.
cry, because that's just a person's opinion.
Right.
You know,
It
but
shouldn't change or shift
No,
your...
no. Because you can see, I got somebody beautiful right there.
You did. You hit
She
the
made me want to say that at first, but once she saw me, that stuff went out. When she's like, man.
She's like, no bald
can't-
guys. And
Yeah,
then-
can't let this guy get away. No. But I said that to say this. Probably about, maybe 10 years later or something, and I was out somewhere and I saw her. And she was there like, hey, how you doing? I was just like, hi. She said, oh, you don't remember me? Then she said what her name was. And I looked, and I was like, man. I mean, she had gained probably about 80 pounds and all this stuff, and she looked nothing like she used to.
Okay.
And she was still single. So I wanted to ask her, well, how's that tall, dark, handsome thing working out? You're still single, and now you're twice as big. And, so I'm sure your standards have changed now, because now the tall, dark, and handsome, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it, but apparently you're still single. Nobody look your way.
Right, yeah.
So you have to know how to adjust your standards according to your new Life look, is that a word? Is life look a word?
You can make one. You can make it a word.
Look, you just have to pay me first. That's my word,
got it.
life look. Okay, yeah. So and then that changed. So maybe as you get older, maybe things will change for you.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
are you going to readjust your schedule?
My schedule.
Wait. Let me ask you a
My
question.
list.
At what age did you set the standard list that you're going by now?
I think very young. I don't remember.
Very young?
Like college, maybe.
Like college? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That was like 10 years ago that I
10 years
graduated.
ago?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Or 14 years ago since I started.
14.
Since I started college. I started in 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, 13, 14 years ago. So it's been a long time.
So at what year are you going to revisit the list and make me make some changes?
Actually,
Like,
what's funny, I always add to the list. So I never like cross anything off, you know?
No.
And I don't feel like someone's going to check all the boxes because it's like extensive. But yeah, I always add, like my standards keep getting higher and higher the older I get.
So let me ask you a question. So let's say if you're not married, 6-8 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
So would you go back over the list? Okay, let me make some altercations, some changes. All right. So instead of being big and strong and muscular, would you go with not so pudgy?
Like the dad bod?
No. But let's say not so pudgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he has to be handsome. So if he's
Okay.
a little bit doesn't have all the muscle, that's fine too.
Okay, I'm just checking. I'm just saying, like I think with everybody, every so often, whatever your list is, you need to go and just, look in the mirror at yourself and really think and say, okay, so maybe at this particular time, I was a certain way, I was a certain place in my life, and things change, especially as you get older. So maybe I need to make an adjustment on this, adjustment on that, because you don't want your list so high. I mean, we all want a high list.
Right.
But if your list is so long and high and demanding, with time, maybe it becomes less realistic.
Yeah.
And then you'll realize, look back later, goes, wow, I had some good opportunity that came and went.
That's the thing. I've never had a good opportunity.
No?
I've never
Okay.
met anyone that I'm like, I want to marry this guy.
No, not necessarily.
Or like, oh, this guy's really handsome. I haven't met anyone like that. If anything, it's like a celebrity, but like, when am I going to meet them or marry them?
Oh, celebrities, remember?
Oh, don't say that. No, like,
Celebrity.
yeah, there's some really,
Right,
yeah. Anyway, but
right. No.
because there was a time that I did kind of like, loosen up my list a little bit. I'm like, maybe I'm like being too picky, and that was a mistake. Always
Right.
keep your list tight, like
Right.
don't take off the important parts.
No.
of your list.
Yeah, don't take off the important parts. Keep it tight, but also, keep it open.
Keep it realistic, yeah. And
Right,
I would
right.
say to anyone sitting at home, anyone who's single and want to get married, if you're just sitting at home, not doing anything for your future, working at it, find something that you like to do, find a hobby, what sparks your interest, what is your passion in life. Don't just waste it, waiting for someone to come knocking on your door. I mean, which I am waiting for someone to just knock on my door, say, hi, I'm here. I've been waiting for.
I'm the man. I watched the show today, so I know all you want.
So-
Your sister, she told me all the inside information. Here I am, Jean Boudos.
Oh, it sounds like French.
Yeah, see, Switzerland, and then
That's
on
true.
the way they met him on the plane. I don't know where he came from. See how we're just all over the place.
Yeah.
But you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a break so we can talk about a little bit more about this list. And then on the other side of it, we'll continue some thoughts about it and all that stuff.
I have a few insights to add, so yeah.
Few insights to
yeah,
add.
so
Okay, well, everybody stick around for those insights. Wow, this has turned into the Evelyn Perea dating show. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Thanks again. Eat the radio.
KCAA Radio has openings for 1-hour talk shows. If you want to host a radio show, now is the time. Make KCAA your flagship station. Our rates are affordable and our services are second to none. We broadcast to a population of 5 million people. Plus, we stream and podcast on all major online audio and video systems. If you've been thinking about broadcasting a weekly radio program on Real Radio plus the internet, contact our CEO at 281-599-9800. 281-599-9800. You can Skype your show from your home to our Redlands, California studio where our live producers and engineers are ready to work with you personally. A radio program on KCAA is the perfect work from home avocation in these stressful times. Just type KCAAradio.com into your browser to learn more about hosting a show on the best station in the nation or call our CEO for details. 281-599-9800.
And now, the voices of KCAA with an exciting announcement.
Want to hear NBC News or KCAA anywhere you go? Well, now there's an app for that.
KCAA is celebrating 25 years and our silver anniversary with a brand new app.
The new KCAA app is now available on your smart device, cell phone, in your car, or any place.
Just search KCAA on Google Play or in the Apple Store.
One touch and you can listen on your car radio, Bluetooth device, Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay.
Catch the KCAA buzz in your earbuds or on the streets, celebrating 25 years of talk, news, and excellence with our new KCAA app.
Just do it and download it. KCAA, celebrating 25 years.
You did?
We're sitting here. Well, back to E Factor Radio Show, and like I said before we left, it somehow turned into the Evelyn Perea dating show. But just really quick, let me throw some out there for you people who want to get in contact with us. We have a new email address for the radio show. It's efactor@efactorradio.com. If you have any questions, concerns, email us and we'll put it on a future show. But right now, what we're going to do is this. I'm going to go all the way out here, and I'm going to give you the number to the radio station. Area code 909-383-1000. So if any of you people are out there, you blue-eyed, green-eyed, muscular guys or something, and you want to reach out and contact Evelyn about her application list, that's the number to call in. Even if we're not here, you can call and leave a message. And the disclosure now, I am not responsible for anything that happens. All this and that, but
you are someone the same season as I am, like a single, and if you want to talk about each other's list, or if you need help with adding to your list or taking away, or we can like help each other out, mentoring or something.
Right, because here we do mentor, because a lot of people,
so not necessarily the guys.
Now, what people don't realize that, at the E Factor started off from the Renaissance Man School of Life Skills, Leadership, and Etiquette. Yes. And that's what we do. And that's all part of that, setting realistic goals and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. So you're more than willing, like you say, the E Factor Radio at efactor@efactorradio.com, and also info at therenaissanceman.es. So you have two choices. You can see the one on the back screen. But now, we're going to something different. So let me ask you something, Evelyn.
Okay.
Now, should Francisco call and you guys meet and all this works out, would you come on the station or would you allow the station, because we do live shows now too. So if anybody ever want to do a live show for whatever event you're having, reach out to us. Would you have your wedding, let's say it develops that, would you do your wedding and have it on the show live where we can record and do all that stuff while you're getting married?
I can't make any promises. That sounds very, that sounds very
intrusive
fun. But no.
No, it sounds what?
Yeah, I mean, for my wedding, I can envision a different setting. So.
No, not in here. Your wedding,
broadcasting,
but we would just broadcast it live.
Oh wow!
Yeah, because we're doing
that sounds like
we did
fun.
a live broadcast. Matter of fact,
if I get married, I would
no, you'll get married.
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Thank you.
You know, I
You have
think
faith
so.
in me.
I do have
Yeah.
faith in you. Have faith in God.
I do
You
have
know,
faith in God.
because He rewards those who trust Him and stuff. And yeah, I do believe that. But
Yes.
you know, I don't know if Francisco and his mother would be like, "What are you doing at my wedding? Trying to record it?" You know.
Oh, yeah, I will give permission, yes. If
Okay.
I get married sometime soon, you know, maybe yes.
Oh, we have a time limit on how long it can be before we record it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's within the next 2 years. Oh, after that, the contract.
No, we can.
Okay, good.
Yeah, full permission.
Good. I mean, you know, and people need help with that now, especially matter of fact, I had a meeting with a school district personnel and board on Friday. And we were talking about how coming out of the pandemic, how everybody's changed and all that stuff. So a lot of people just may not know how to approach you. See, because a lot of times, you know, with the way the world is now, people may see you and goes, "Oh man, I sure would like to talk to her who meets those requirements," but they may not want to approach you because they may say, "Oh, because you know now it's harassments and all these different things that people go through. Hey, how you doing? Oh, you're harassing me." And then you know you start screaming and they arrest the guy or whatever. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but that's good because you know, to the there's a lot of beautiful women who are looking for you. But if you don't approach them, see, it's never going to happen. So it has to be a mutual sort of feeling, you know. So if this guy comes up and goes, "Oh, you know, I see you and then I this or that," you know, and then he goes, "You're creeping me out."
I mean, only if they are creepy.
Okay.
Right? So not everyone, if someone comes up to you, I would say for majority of girls,
Right.
and they're respectful and they're kind, then most girls will give them their number, will accept, like, you know, exchanging, I don't know, whatever, Instagrams or whatever to communicate. I think unless they're, if they are creepy, they will know, you know? So it's like, so if you're like a normal dude, you're a normal guy, you know, like trying to meet someone, yeah, I think for the most part you will not get rejected, but you never know. Unless this girl likes a certain type of guy and you're not
Right,
it.
and
So
you're not it.
Yeah.
Like when a girl told me, "Oh, I don't date short, bald guys."
Right, so that's like...
indicator that I wasn't it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, just not maybe very much, but a slight indicator.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
But at least you didn't have to waste your time pursuing someone who wasn't interested in you in that way, right?
No.
So, which is a good thing. You know, sometimes rejection is the best thing.
Right. But sometimes you go, man, then you think about it later, you be like, you know, God, that dude was just, now that I think about it, you know, he was so short, so bald, so handsome, so muscular.
But sometimes, like, girls would just ghost you or guys would just ghost you. So let's say, like, a guy approaches a girl and she's just trying to be nice and get his number, right? She doesn't want to be mean. I fall for that. I'm always, like, super trying not to be mean. I always try to be, like, super nice, right? But anyways, the girl would just not text the guy back. Right. So she just ghosts him. That's what they call it nowadays.
Right.
Where, like, so then that's his indication. We're like, oh, she really wasn't interested.
Right. And then don't feel bad, people, because there's millions of people out there for you. And so just because Evelyn's list is like this long, trust me,
Constitution, no.
there's a lot of, but sooner or later, you know, you somebody will or whatever.
We'll see who meets, you know, checks all the boxes.
Right. Joe, would you like any requirements for your girl that you want to meet? Yeah.
That's it. Easy, you see. So not everyone is gonna be like me, like, you know, has a long list.
Right. See, Joe say just have a job.
Has a job. That's pretty easy to find.
No, not really.
Girls, a lot of girls work.
Yeah, a lot of girls have jobs, but once they meet you, then they may want to. She may want to quit the job.
But that's what they have to talk about it and say, like, hey,
all right.
I need a girl who wants to work, so she just has to be okay with it.
Okay.
So do you want them to work for, like, ever? Like, both of you always be working, or? Oh, okay, so yeah. So some girls like to work, so.
Girl, send your application to Joe.
909.
At JoJo 909-383-1000.
We might get calls. You never know.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if someone does call.
Any other requirements? Oh, list too.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, you know, we're gonna do a show. We're gonna have more people in here, and we're gonna do a show. We know what we're gonna call it.
What are we gonna
My Requirements.
Okay.
We're gonna have
That's
male, female.
intriguing title.
Yeah, my requirements. And then we're gonna see, depending on all how these people look and their age and all this stuff, and we're gonna go through these lists,
Okay.
and then we're gonna grade the realisticness of them. Is that where realisticness?
Yeah,
Be-
realistics. Yeah, the risk.
Okay. Yeah.
How to say it.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna get a panel together,
Okay.
and then we're gonna have this list. These people come here and talk about this list, and then we're gonna look at them and we're gonna grade them.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's gonna be our first volunteer?
We got to get the list.
We gotta get
We got
people with
because
lists.
you open this door up, and so but we're gonna do a disclosure too that we're not responsible for your heartbreak or whatever
Right.
once you get your grade.
That's why you gotta be smart, right? You
Yeah,
gotta
that's what we
who
gon-
to choose, who to not choose.
Right.
you
We're
know?
gonna have to do the emotional intelligence.
Yes.
Right. We're gonna have to put
Emotional
that there.
intelligence is very
right.
important.
Right. So we're gonna do that. Then that'll be an example of it. Because when you see somebody who wants certain things, and then you look at them, you go, it's realistic to a certain degree, but sometimes it's not always realistic of what you're thinking.
Right.
So we're gonna do that.
Okay, that sounds cool.
All right. So
That
what was
sounds
the
like
title
fun.
of it?
The requirements?
Ooh, that sounds
Oh, what was it? Is that what it was?
I don't know, but that sounds good.
No, that's not what we said 2 minutes ago.
I forgot already.
Huh?
I forgot.
Well, we'll replay the show and find out, but that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
We're gonna have people come on here. We're gonna talk. Well, we can't do it today, but we're gonna do it. But we're gonna give them enough time
To call back?
to call in. Not only that, we're gonna put on a flyer so people can call in and let us know about their requirements for people and how realistic they are.
When is our next show?
Our next show,
in a
well, we're
month?
going to do this in we're going to do this in July because we want to make sure we have enough time to get people here.
Okay.
So what's the fourth Saturday in July?
The 26th.
The 26th?
of July.
We're going to go in a minute, but listen up. On the 26th
but I
of
won't be
July.
here.
You won't be here.
I won't be here. Can you do it the 12th?
The 12th of July?
That's this. Oh no,
She'll-
I won't be here either.
She'll be in Switzerland. So if you want, she's never here. So you guys, that's gonna be part. That's gonna be part of that. She's never here. So if you want to date her and marry her, she's never gonna be here. But yet, she has a list that you gotta abide by.
Yeah.
We're done for today. And you know what? Speaking of who's gonna be here, on the last Saturday in June, we're gonna have a special guest. That's on the 28th of June, correct?
Yes.
On June 28th, we're gonna have a special guest. We're gonna have my son in studio with me, and we're gonna do a special father and son radio show for Father's Day. So join us then. But thank you, family, friends, and world,
Thank
for
you,
joining us today
everyone.
on the E Factor Radio Show, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Your host, Cornelius Bryant.
And Evelyn Perea.
All right, see y'all
Bye.
next time. Bye.
News, weather, and talk from KC.